This is Justin Scoop on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Taking a look at SPX. So we did get that extra little wick up right at open today that we didn't quite get yesterday, and then we sold off. Pretty much the sell off that I was looking for after the candle, actually the candle 2 days ago. So let's zoom in on today's intraday. We can see we ran up real quick, put in a new all-time high, and then we were, let's see, we're at the same 3 cents lower on that high, and then a few more cents lower on this high, and then we just didn't continue up. That's about all that happened. We just did not continue up. And so if we weren't going to continue up and we didn't really go sideways more than that, we started to pull back. We pretty quickly took out the low. Let me get the drawing tool going. So we took out the low pretty quickly here, right here. We put in some lower highs and actually started making some lower lows. But then we just kind of collapsed here. Looked like we were getting a little bit of a retest, stair step all through here, and then just really broke down. We had some nice bull candles, or I guess not really strongly bullish. We had some candles with some pretty big lower wicks, but there were five green candles in a row. I guess that's about all I can say about them. And then that rolled over also. And at this point, like that's about as far as it went for the day. We moved a little more than 50 points from the high here to the low here. It was roughly about a 50-point day, 55-point day, something like that. And the rest of the day was actually some really great consolidation. We put in some lower highs, higher lows, and just went sideways. And the problem with that is the bulls just really weren't here. Kind of right at the end of the day, the so we consolidated here and then we started to break out, but we really didn't push that high. We came back up kind of into this the lower highs that we were making, and we didn't really do any sort of explosive move higher. This is what I would have expected, like a bigger move up like this, had we still had the bullish strength. And so that just has me a little bit more concerned that we really just don't have a lot of bulls right now, which is also strange because, okay, let's go back to the daily. We've really rested right here. This is kind of 4 days in a row we rested. So we did take out some lows. We're holding the five exponential. I just counted the exponentials yesterday and we got below this one a little bit, then got right back above it to close. We'll see where things move tomorrow. I would not be surprised if we took out some more lows and come down to the 21 here. If we came down to like 66.50, another 50-point move down. Actually, from here, it'd be a little more than 50 points down. It'd be around 75, no, 65 points down to get there. Not saying we'll close there, but at least that would be kind of the range of the move. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a candle like this. This one, I think, was the rate announcement. September 17th. I think that was the rate announcement day. And so that was a much bigger candle because of that. But this, I guess, these sequence of candles is playing out really closely to what I have been looking at back at the start of this uptrend right here, where you had some upper wicks here, had this bull candle right after the kind of highway bear candle, and then this was a gap down. So today, instead of a gap down, we just traded down, and then we had a couple more bear candles to follow. So it is looking a little different than this. We've actually got to close below the five. If we kind of squint and merge these kind of candles together, maybe we'll move down into the 21 tomorrow instead of just having something trading down from up here. So it's looking a little bit different, but this is kind of still what I'm seeing, just kind of riding the five up a little bit higher, getting some rest in, and then getting a move down. And so that's really where I'm somewhat anticipating things being right now. If we can get back to this midline and hold that, that would be phenomenal. That would be a little more of a retest or pulling back a little bit more than these highs. Can totally do that there too. If it holds the 21, it's going to keep with what it's been doing. We haven't really had a solid close below. I mean, we did it over here, but then we recovered the next day. So even if we close below the 21, there should at least be some sort of a retest. I wouldn't be surprised if we retested the midline before we roll over. So there'll still be opportunities to get in bearish. But I don't know how much staying power, I don't know how much strength this has with this, just with this angle that it's going up. Um, I know this zoomed in doesn't really show it as cleanly, but look how steep this has been going ever since April. Like I don't know, it's just been roaring. So the only thing I've done, just to try another angle, is to bring this over to see, hey, is this matching somewhere? And it's kind of, it doesn't really fit too well, but if I line it up like with the low here, we're kind of cutting through today's candle. Um, you know, that's just kind of where it landed. That low is cutting through today's candle. This low has a little bit more of a pullback, but that's right in line with the 21. The low back, let me see if I can grab this differently. The low back over here, we're already running into that as some resistance. So it's just another angle that I had on this. There was kind of some trending lining up, but at one point we did get above it. So and that's just the hard thing with these. It's like if I line this one up just with that low, kind of like this low or this low, that we're still quite a bit higher than that. But I'm seeing just the framework, and this is digging more into the daily. So here is the big pullback. Here's kind of the higher low. I'm seeing kind of like, hey, this is the big pullback. Which one of these is a higher low? I mean, it went up so high. I don't know that this is. It is technically yes, but I mean, like where in terms of the I guess the shape of this and the shape of this, like where is it that we want to see a low being held? Um, so let's get rid of all this and come back in here. If I were to bring this back down to even that one, or let's say that one, and then if I extend this, extend to the right, so we're right above that. We haven't gotten to the point that we're holding below it as some resistance like we did here. So I'm still looking for this to be some sort of a fractal angle or a fractal setup where we'll repeat something. Um, I don't remember now if I had this drawn before it started to roll over there. And even this, we still, made another high and hesitated and then trapped here, kind of went flat. That is the one thing I was seeing with the way things move today. Let's come back over here and zoom out. So just looking at where I'm going to hold the cursor here. So we made a high, going back to Friday. And then we kind of stayed right under that high. So it didn't make a new high. I thought it was going to make a new high yesterday. It didn't. And then today it pushed up, making new high. And I think this is the high hesitate trap setup. And so the trap was today. We sold off pretty strongly. We actually took out the low here. We recovered and closed above. So if we look at a different time frame, say the 2 hour, it's still pretty much intact. Uh, we did have a low here that then did get closed below over here, or closed right at it, really. Um, if we look at the hourly, it's a little easier to see in the SPY also than the SPX. On the hourly, we definitely had a close below this candle, like taking out, lower low. The strength of these two candles here back to back is much stronger than these two candles, stronger than these two candles, just where it came down to. Actually, we're still above this bear candle. Hourly is always tough because the hourly is split. It's a 6.5 hour open. The market is open 6.5 hours, so it's kind of hard to look at an hourly and really get the data from it or get the sense of what it's doing. So I would say that the selling we did today. So here is, that's not the drawing tool. I lost the drawing tool. So the selling we had today, I think is stronger than this selling here and stronger than this selling here. And we came right down to this same kind of level here, but we did take out that low. So I'm seeing more of a rest here before it continues lower, that kind of an S curve. Over here, we recovered and continued to move up, and then we S curve like this, but then we trapped up here. If we can do this tomorrow, if we can take out, this kind of stair step here, if we take that out, I think we have much further to go, not just into the 21. I think we have a bigger pullback. So that's what I'm seeing on a bigger time frame. Get back out of this tool, go back to the 3 minute. And I had a couple options that I was looking at. Let's see, get this real tight on the day. And then we can look at, okay, so this is a 6725. I got the log scale on this and the 6700 put. 6725 call, 6700 put. You can see at open, we just went sideways here on the put, right around $1. We're 50 something points out of the money. And then it did actually start to move, put in a high over here at like 10 because it got to be at the money, literally at the money. Oh, it went in the money by 4 cents. There you go. In the money by 4 cents. And that candle, yeah. So we were $10 in the money on the option. And, or let me say it differently. The strike was at the money. The price, because of how much we moved in that short amount of time, in this short amount of time, the option moved by about 9 points, getting us from about $1 going up to 10. So it's not like the option went $10 in the money. The strike didn't even go $10 into the money. It went right at the money. And then the 67.25, this call. So we were quite a ways in the money. We had plenty of premium baked in, and we ended up closing out of the money. There were some opportunities here as this consolidated and went sideways for kind of the middle couple hours of the day here. Um, you can see that we were trying to hold some of a base here. I think the best one where we broke down and kind of recovered would have been right through here, just because we sold off through that, recovered, and kind of not recovered, retested, and then rolled back down. This was right coming right into 1 o'clock, so that was right in here. So it would have been like this tighter consolidation where we actually bounced, so this is let me change colors here. So this section here is the bounce where it looks like we're recovering, but we didn't actually go anywhere higher. We just did that, and then we sold off. And the sell off is more the orange color. So that's the orange here where we sold off. And then we just kind of chopped around um, through here. That was a really bad drawing. Chopped around through here, and all the while we just kind of moved back and forth, under $1 from like 0.5 up to $1 and back. And that was it because you're so far out of the money with the 67.25. There were some other options you could have looked at to go bullish on way down here. At one point today, I was in the 67.15 and I was having issues with my cell service in the building that I was in. And so I was trying to trade it on the broker on a computer, and I'm just not used to that. I'm used to doing it on my phone. Basically, let's see, what was it in here? So I got filled around $1 or at $1, and then I had a target up at 5, looking for it to get past this, looking for it to have that kind of explosive move up, just looking to scalp that as it moved up. Well, it didn't take out these previous highs. It didn't even come back above this high. So I should have just got out at 3, but I was having some issues with the broker then. And so I ended up just getting out at 2. So I still doubled the option. I bought at 1, sold at 2, but I got out at 2 minutes before the market closed. And because I've done that so many times before, I wasn't really nervous. I was just trying to get the order through the broker. I was ready to like walk outside with my phone to make it happen, but I was able to do it through the web browser and get out at 2. I think on this candle, I'll have to double check what time I got out, but I think it was this candle, the 2:54 candle Central Time. So a few minutes to spare. I still had quite a few more minutes. You have till 2:59, but try not to wait till that long, that late in the day, because if something goes wrong, which something was going wrong at this point in time, I missed getting out at 3 and was trying to get out at 2, and things weren't loading right. I was getting some error. It's like I still have time. I can still just, and that's the nice thing about an absolute zero. I risked the $100. I could have exited it or could have, it closed out of the money barely. But that was the thing. It's like, this one's really close. I want to actually exit. I don't want to still be holding this at the close in case it does actually move back in. So fortunately, it didn't have that as the issue. But you can see it was only 41 cents away from being at the money, literally in the money for an option at expiration. Be really careful about those situations. Things will happen to your broker. You may get a margin call, whatever the situation is. If you are in the money in an option that you're holding it into the close, and that goes for any option. Make sure you understand how that works, and that's kind of the danger. So I was playing with some fire there right at the end of the day, but I was able to get out of the trade and even got a little profit on that too, but not as much as I wanted to. But I was looking for an entry at a dollar. I was looking for this to pull back and looking for a little bit of a move. Obviously, I was looking for a bigger move. I thought I could have really, if the bulls were here, I was expecting a run back up to like 67.30, take out these lows, get back above these bull candles here. It didn't do anything like that, like it had been doing. If we go back way out, we were having, what was it, a month ago? This only goes back about a month now, or I guess late August. We were having a bunch of these days where we had a bull rally, bull rally, bull rally, just the day would close with a lot of bullishness. And it was just kind of the norm. Well, that's not the norm right now. And so because that's not the norm, that has me more concerned that it's like, okay, it's kind of doing its own thing. It's not rallying, it's not recovering strongly. And that's telling me that there's more concern or more opportunity to the downside just because the bulls aren't coming in to rally the close like we've done. We were even doing it just last week. We were doing it whatever day this was, Tuesday last week, rally into the close, rally and then close sideways. Like I just didn't see that happening today. So when I thought we would have had a bigger move up at the end of the day. So anyway, that is again zooming out, which I thought I was done with. Um, that's the put, that's the call, that's the daily, there's the 3 minute. I think that covers it. We'll see if we continue down. If we can get some bull strength. So the one nice thing about this is 4 days of resting. If we can get a gap up, if we can clear this high, then look out above because 6,800 should be close behind, maybe even higher. I've got this channel on here. I mean, the upper bound of the channel is way up near 7,000. I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon unless we take out really this rest and go bullish, strongly bullish. But I think we need some more consolidation. I think we need a bigger pullback before we're going to have a bigger push up like that. Maybe that's a good thing for a Santa rally towards the end of the year. I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.